Alright, so now we're going to look at creating a resume and cover letter from a template in Word. So the last topic of Chapter 7 of your book. Word has tons of resumes and cover letters that are pre-formatted professionally. The book states over 40. You can also use office.com to find even more. There should be one that you like. We've still got the cohabitation essay open, and we're going to go up to File, go to New. And since resumes are so popular and they're so easy to do in Word, and I highly recommend as you get ready to apply for jobs or as you apply for another job to use these default templates. We're going to click on Resume, and you can see previews of all the different types that you can choose from that are built in. We're going to go to Entry Level. We're going to select on this resume for recent college graduate. It gives you a little preview. We're going to click Create. Mine did open down here, but just didn't take over this document yet, so I'm going to minimize this old cohabitation essay and open that one up. So there's the basic pre-formatted entry-level resume that the book wants us to open. First thing it wants us to do is replace this author placeholder with this Dana Jellick. And again, these placeholders are just like the other ones we've used before. So you just type in them, or to delete them like we're going to do for street address, city, state, and just select them, delete. It wants us to keep phone number and email address, but we do want to get rid of these extra little type symbols right here that were the spaces before. So we want to update the phone number, as step 8 has, and then the email address. And now it wants us to go through and type the remainder of the resume as shown in step 10 of the book. I'm not going to type all of that information in there, but I am going to show you how to kind of clean it up to the way it wants. There is an objective, so you would type on that, click on that and type the information in. Education as well. Notice the other placeholder over here where you would put June 2015 for that first Bachelor's of Arts degree there. Skills and abilities. There's not, for instance, all these different topics. So what we'll do is we will actually, these are set up in a table, and you can see that if you turn the show hide on, you'll see these little squares or circles that have 4 little points coming out of them. So what we'll do is we'll actually just get our arrow like that, and we'll drag down all these, and then right click and do delete cells. And it's going to say, do you want to shift the cells left or right? We want to delete those entire rows, and then they'll go away, and that'll keep that formatting of the document consistent. And then here you would type in the organization and communication, and then update your bulleted points and the experience, for instance, there. So just remember, sometimes if you go through and you start deleting these placeholders, you still have some weird spacing that you can't get rid of. They may be in tables. The easiest way to see that is just to turn the show hide on, and then you'll get this little black arrow when you hover kind of close to the margin. You can drag and delete the entire rows. It'll be easier than trying to figure out how to get rid of those. So we're going to go ahead and save this. I'm going to go to File, Save As. I've been working in Chapter 7 folder on my desktop. We're going to save it like that. Next we're going to, it wants us to close this, and we want to open up a new Word document. So now we're going to open up and do a cover letter for the same job application. So I've opened up a new Word document. We're going to go to Letters. We're going to go to Cover Letter. And we're going to insert this first sample cover letter in response to a technical position. So click that. It gives us the preview. We're going to click on Create. I've still got Show Hide off, so I'm going to turn that off. Although remember, if sometimes you can't figure out why spacing won't change, it may be that it's in a table, so be sure to do that. I'm not going to go through and update all these placeholders like step 15 has. You know how to do that by now. If you have questions on that, don't hesitate, but the previous videos show you how to delete those and update those. But what we are going to do is we're going to look at adjusting the vertical alignment of this. Let me zoom out, and you can see that right now if you print this document, although it looks like it's pretty well centered, it may not actually be, especially after you delete some of these. For instance, some of these are going to go away whenever you update the information. You'll notice now there's a lot more space at the bottom and the top. It doesn't appear to be a large amount, but there is some difference. And cover letters need to be vertically centered, and that just means that all of this text will be in the middle of the page when you're looking at it up and down. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust that. To do that, we're going to go to the Page Layout tab, and then we're going to select on the Page Setup dialog box launcher, which is this little drop down arrow right here. You'll see the page setup, and now we're going to go to the Layout tab. And what we're going to do is for a vertical alignment, instead of it being at the top just below the header, we're going to click on centered. That's going to set that right in the middle of the document. We're going to click OK, and notice it kind of adjusted it down so that the distance from the last line and the footer is the same as from the first line and the header. So that's all there is for inserting that cover letter. Again, you can go through and type all that information, make sure and update it like the steps in the book want. And then also that key important thing of vertical center alignment really makes a difference when the letter doesn't fill the full page. It looks much more professional. So that's all for Chapter 7 and creating a resume and cover letter from a template.